What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with some Raid Shadow Legends, and it's Friday, the end of a very long week for me, so we are going to jump into our usual episode of Free-to-Play Friday. I do apologize in advance if I sound somewhat disinterested tonight. I just had a very long day today and was actually not going to make the video, but then I decided, you know what, I needed to kind of just relax, have a little bit of fun, so let's jump on here and get into the account and see what's going on. We do have the Vlad Fusion, which is still in progress, and I have to make a decision this weekend on whether or not I am going to continue to pursue that. As you can see right now, we are at 60 out of 100 fragments. Got some ACOTH ones here too. We also did get 15 from Cleopteryx tonight, so I'm closing in on getting her. We'll have her next month, which is kind of cool. It's a new legendary on the account. Not so excited on my main account since I did pull her from an ancient shard, so I'm going to wind up with duplicates, which I guess duplicate system's coming, so yay. But that's kind of what we're looking at with Vlad right now. We have 60 fragments on him, and we kind of have to decide what we're going to do because we have the summon rush going on right now, and that's as usual where they hid a lot of the fragments. You've got 15 here all the way at 3,500. That equates to about 7 sacred shards. If you have that many, you can see down here the point value that you get for everything that you could pull. So I made a video earlier in the week talking about how you could prepare for the summon rush a little bit better by stacking up all your mystery shards and having those there. But we actually wound up pulling about 600 of those during champion chase because we didn't want to burn some of the other shards. So right now we have, let's see, we got the 1 sacred, we've got 51 ancients, and we have 453 mystery shards. So I was looking at the events, and I did the calculation. I've got 60 fragments right now. Based on the events that are available, there's, I think, 55 left. So I have a little bit of a cushion if I don't do the 15 in the summon rush, but I have to be able to finish champion training. And then basically finish everything else that's coming up. There's going to be another Dungeon Divers. There's 2 more artifact enhancements. There's an Ice Golem tournament. We got a Fire Knight tournament going on right now. I'm pretty confident I can get the fragments from all of those. It's just champ training is going to be the one spot we have to worry about. And if I decide to do it, we would have to pull our sacred, probably all of our mystery shards, and then we would have to burn about 23 ancients. Now my hang up on that is we do have 2x ancients next weekend. I really don't want to pull any of my ancients right now. I'd rather save the whole 50 that I have plus whatever I get next week from Clan Boss. I'd rather save that for 2x ancients because I think that's going to be more valuable for us in terms of getting epics and possible legendaries, because this week all we have right now is this 10x that's going on. So you know, it'd be kind of cool. We could get a Seeker. I don't have a Seeker on this account yet. It'd be kind of nice. It'd be another piece of the unkillable comp we'd have to start putting together. There's some pretty cool legendaries as well. And I did pull today on my main account trying to get Kandrafon because he is one of the most wanted champions on that account for me. I've wanted him for a very long time. I was deep in Sacred Mercy. I think I've now pulled 19 Sacred Shards without a legendary on my main account. I pulled over 60 ancients that I'd saved up from Clan Boss. Got nothing but rares. I think I got 2 more Seekers out of that, but everything else was just rare crap. All the 4 Sacreds I pulled were all trash epics. And putting that together with my really, really bad Void 2X over the weekend, where I pulled 90 Voids and got nothing but rares and 5 dupe epics, I'm just in a pretty down mood about shards right now. So that's another reason I really don't want to pull much here on the free-to-play account. I was kind of hoping we could wait till the 2X. On that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait and see. We have some couple days obviously before Summon Rush is over with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait and I'm going to keep farming. I'm going to see how many mystery shards I can get this weekend and see if I can finish the champion training event. That's going to be the big thing for me. If I can get that done, then I may go ahead and pursue Vlad. You can see here we are right down here. See, we're at 3875. So I got a ways to go, but we still have, you know, 3 days on this. So if I get to the point where I think I'm going to be able to finish this and I get enough mystery shards, to where I won't have to pull as many ancients. I mean, if we have to burn the sacred, I guess we have to burn the sacred. I'd rather wait till sacred 2x because it's just so hard to get sacreds now on the free-to-play since we don't get the login one every month. And also since we're not on Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss just yet. So I kind of want to hold off on that. And so we're just going to play it by ear. So I'd like to get Vlad on this account. I think he'd be helpful in the Undead. Hordes faction, but I don't think it's going to make or break us if we don't get it. Why am I going to faction wars? Let's see if we can get into arena and get. Let's see. This page looks decent. We'll try a couple of these teams before we try to refresh. Let's just go down the line here. Got our team set up in there. I'm actually working on a new arena nuker to replace Kale finally. He's been our nuker forever. Looks like we may be able to beat this team if we get cut in there, of course. All right, good job, Kale. Actually got a reaction proc there, and he managed to hit pretty hard. So we got Arbiter up to 290 speed this week. I did get a nice drop from the Dragon. I got a pair of speed gloves that rolled a double speed roll, which was pretty cool. So she's now my fastest champ. Got her up to 290, so she's now going ahead of Kymar, which is pretty good. We got a Duchess team here with Vale and a Roxum. That's, depending on how fast they are, that could be kind of nasty. We'll try that later. Let's try this Cardial Siffy team and see what happens. But yeah, still trying to reach that 300 speed threshold, which is so important with Arbiter, you know, just to get her above that. It's so funny on my main account. It's like I went about 2 months and I finally got some decent speed glyphs this past week and managed to get like an extra 7 speed on my Arbiter. And it's like you get so excited even though it takes so long. It's just like as your account progresses, it's just funny the things that wind up making you happy. But Cardio and Siffy both very tough champions there. But we did manage to get through that with the Kymar coming in with that reset. Seeing a lot of Ninja in Arena recently, which is pretty interesting. He's a pretty solid overall champion. I finally 6-starred Ninja on this account. It had been a while. We just hadn't had the resources to do it, but I decided, you know, he's going to be good enough for dungeons and other things that we just want to go ahead and get that done. So went ahead and did it. Oh, we got Lady Kimmy. I love Lady Kimmy. I have her on my main account. She's, I think, my 3rd fastest champion on my account, or maybe 2nd. I think I may have made her faster than Lydia, but she's really fun in the arena and in Doom Tower as well. Just a great champion. Okay, we're actually mopping up here tonight. This is kind of interesting. We don't usually blast through this so easily. Is even at 290 speed with Arbiter, there's still a lot of times I don't go first. Because, you know, if you get up higher into Gold 4, you know, even on my main account where I think my Arbiter's somewhere in the 340s, you know, and I still get cut in plenty. But I think on this team, Kymar's like around mid-270s and Madam's at 220. Kale is really slow. He's down at like 170 something. So I've never had to redo his gear for Arena. He's worked, so we just kind of left it alone. Let's try this Martyr team. But I've recently started building Genbo to replace him because Genbo only has to be built to 70% crit rate, and then basically he gets that huge crit rate buff, and he can come in and do a lot of damage. That looks like we are gonna, I don't know, let's see if we can pull this one out. Now we got Frozen. Got Revive on Death. Alright, we lost Arbiter. Yeah, this is going to be a loss, pretty sure. Yep, there we go. Alright, well played. Like seeing Mother Sibel in there. It's kind of she's a cool champion. I've got her on my main account and done some kind of unique things with her in a stun set, but she's pretty fun to use. See how our defense is doing. Oh, we actually got a win. One lone win out of that whole page, so we're still running the same defense. We got Versolf. Still have to re-gear him into some better HP gear. Mountain King is kind of the cornerstone there. He's just in a very high HP avenging set, so he can get some counterattacks in. We got Vogoth and Shield, and then we've got Melga there and immunity just to be annoying and get some revives. So we get a win every once in a while, which is kind of nice. Alright, let's get out of here. I think we got a clan boss key. And unfortunately, we hit Nightmare once on Void today, which kind of threw me off. So you see here we're like 1.2 million short of 2 keying, which is really annoying. I got to start waiting for it to just go Affinity because we're at the point now. We did get some books into Rosin. I'm going to put some more in him next clan versus clan. but he's starting to do pretty good in Clan Boss. So we've been able to 2-key pretty much, I think, all the affinities this week. So the team's getting there, you know, still not really any closer to trying to move into Ultra Nightmare. But for the moment, at least, we're able to 2-key pretty consistently on Nightmare. It's just a matter of getting better gear for the team, but it's kind of stupid that we got to 38 and we have to spend another key trying to get that 3-key top chest. But cause what I usually like to do is I'll put 2 keys into Nightmare, and then I will at least try to get 2 keys into Ultra Nightmare to get at least one of the bottom 2 chests. So that's better than nothing. But when I have to do 3 keys like this, we can usually 1-key Brutal no matter the affinity. So at least we got, you know, we get the top chest on Brutal. And sometimes you'll get lucky and get a Void Shard or Ancient Shard out of that, which is kind of nice, but it doesn't happen that often. But yeah, today was just awful. I was talking about my shard luck earlier. It's just been really, really bad lately. And then you sit there and watch everybody else, you know, pulling all the Legos all day, and it's just like, ugh, why is my luck so awful? But Void 2X was like kind of the last straw for me because I had not spent in a while on the game, and Void Legendaries are really the only thing I have left to get on my main account. So I thought, you know what, it's been a while since we pulled one. There were some pretty decent Void Shard deals. The Halloween pack was pretty nice. And so I spent a little bit last weekend. It was, you know, it was payday and everything. So I was like, why not? You know, I was kind of, for once, looking forward to spending a little money on Raid. And 90 Void Shards. Not all of that was bought. Some of that was from Clan Boss. I think I had like 24 from Clan Boss. But man, it was just like 10 pull after 10 pull of all blues. It felt so awful. And I was just kind of like at the end of it, I was like, you know, this is why I basically quit spending money on the game. It's just like, you know, you can take that money and go to the casino and have a fun night and get some free drinks, hang out with friends, and have some memories of it. At least it lasts a while. But, you know, you spend all that money on the Void Shards and you're done in like 2 minutes pulling your shards, and it's like you have nothing. So it's just, I don't know, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. No matter how many shard pull videos are out there, it's just not worth it. House always wins, as they like to say. Plarium always wins. But so it was kind of funny, you know, this weekend rolled around and we've got, you know, pretty cool 10x going on, which I usually don't pull in the 10x because it doesn't feel, you know, the odds are usually pretty terrible there too. For the most part on my main account, I've been saving my shards in case the guaranteed events pop, like they had for Lady Kimmy. But Candrafon was really hard to pass up because he's somebody I really, really want on that account. It's like, he's one of the legendaries I'm missing, like for the Plat Arena. I don't have Rotos, I don't have Siphi, I don't have Candrafon. You know, those are 3 of the bigger ones that are used. And I just like him as a champion. He's one of the, you know, cooler champions of the game. He fits in really well in my main account with my defense there because I do have Duchess. So I was thinking, I was like, man, I'm so deep in Sacred Mercy. I've got 4 Sacred Shards. You know, I've got a whole bunch of Ancients from the clan. That's the cool thing about getting Ultra Nightmare is you basically don't have to buy Ancient Shards anymore once you hit Ultra Nightmare, because between 2x events, you'll usually have about 50 to 60 at a minimum, at least from my own experience. So you don't usually have to buy those. So I'm like, well, yeah, you know what? I know Ancient 2x is next week, but like on my main account, I think I don't really need anything from Ancient 2x unless I get, you know, I guess I mentioned Rotos, but there's a couple legendaries I could get from it. But I was like, you know what? Let me take this shot at Candrafon because, you know, deep in Sacred Mercy, been a while since I pulled any legendaries off Ancients. So I just figured I'd go for it, and it was bad. It's awful when you pull Sacreds and you go so long without a legendary from them. It just feels so awful. And that's another reason I don't buy Sacred Shards either, because Sacred Shards are a massive ripoff for how expensive they are. It's usually like $30 a shard from the packs they offer you. I think they had one on the string pack though, which is like 2 for $50, which actually is, I guess, not bad. But like, you spend so much on the Sacred Shards and then just get a bad epic, it feels terrible. And you get a Relic Keeper or a Woe Painted or something, and you're just like, oh my god. So yeah, so my desire to put any more money into Raid on my main account at this point is at an all-time low. But I guess that's also how your luck goes with RNG, you know. And maybe next week we'll pull back-to-back legendaries. Who knows? You know, I was watching people today, you know, 10, 20 shards getting Candrafon like it was nothing. I'm just like, I wish that would happen to me once in a while. So, all right, cool. 16 million, not so great, but it's over with. We got our 3 key in, and we can move on to bigger and better things. We'll put another key in on Brutal later when we get that key, but we'll get to the top chest Nightmare. We had to come in at, what are we at, 54. So not too bad there. And let's see, what else? Let's go ahead and get, you know what, we can get into Doom Tower tonight. We have, I think we're on floor 41. So I think tonight's going to be another spider again. So let's go ahead. And I actually finally figured out how to auto that fight, which, if that's what it is, we'll take a look at it. I was working on hard Doom Tower, my main, and Nether Spider is like the most annoying fight for me because you always have to, at least I thought you always had to manual it to wipe out the spider babies. But I got a new strategy now where I just put Drexstar in with a bunch of cleansers and just let the spider kill itself off HP burn. It takes a little bit longer, but it's a lot lower maintenance, and it's much easier. My team on hard Doom Tower is basically Drexstar, 3 Raglins, and then I think I brought somebody else in to do some extra damage just to help them out a little bit. But yeah, it's kind of hilarious with 3 Raglins on my. I just built my 3rd one. I want to see if I can do Faction War 21 with 3 Raglins because it's kind of funny. They're 3 of my strongest characters on my account. 2 of them I think are over almost to 600 resistance, so they're kind of built for Arena and Doom Tower. But it's kind of fun to have. When you get good legendaries like that and you get multiple of them, it's kind of fun to just goof around and do stuff like that. But so yeah, it's another spider tonight. We've basically just been running Drexstar with Reliquary Tender, Mausoleum Mage, and then Syl, and then somebody else to do some damage. And pretty easy strategy to use there. Drexstar is absolutely an MVP for the Doom Tower and a lot of other spots in the game. But yeah, so, you know, we got off to a rough start Friday. We had the shards that just didn't cooperate. Work was rough today. It's 4th quarter of my job. It's the busiest time of year for us, so it's always pretty rough. And then I had to take my car to the shop, and they had to do some kind of ECU reflash because there's some kind of recall on some of the computer software. So that, you know, that's annoying, but at least that's easy. It's free. They do it. But I need to get an oil change, and I usually just have them do it. My dealership is actually really, really good normally, but there's been a couple times where when they screwed up, they've just screwed up royally, and today was one of those. They basically did the oil change. Everything seemed fine. I drive home, and it's like a 30-minute drive to the dealership from where I live, because I live out in the sticks. And I go to get groceries, I leave, come home, and I see a couple drops of oil on the floor, and I'm like, great. And normally that's not a huge deal because there always is a little bit of residue, some extra oil left when they do the oil change, like outside, like dripping off the engine. So that's really not a surprise to get a little bit of a drip afterwards. And so I parked the car, come back outside a couple hours later, and there's just a puddle of oil. I'd put a piece of cardboard under it just to make sure it wouldn't get on the concrete, but there's a big puddle of oil under the car now, and I'm just like, great. They didn't put they probably didn't seal the drain plug correctly, which I have a Kia, so there's like a special little O-ring they put on the drain plug to seal it in. So it's like a 2-piece. It's like the seal goes on, and then they put the drain plug in. Like on most of my other cars, it's just a 1-piece with the seal kind of built into it. And usually I would like to change my own oil, do my own car maintenance, but on this Kia that I've had since 2014 now, it's been a great car. I have 0 complaints. The only things I've had to do on it are just general maintenance, replace the brakes once, get new tires, new battery. Otherwise, the car's been amazing. It's got 90,000 miles on it, never had any major problems. But the way they have the engine bay and everything set up is you cannot do your own work on the car. Like if you want to replace a headlight bulb on the right side headlight, they have the fuse box and everything jammed up against it. So in order to get to the assembly, you have to actually remove the fuse box and a bunch of other stuff. So you pretty much have to take it to the dealership. It's almost designed intentionally that way, that you have to take it to the service department so they can remove all the crap just to fix even if you just want to replace the headlight bulb. So if you want to try to change the oil on it, there's this giant covering underneath the car you have to remove, and you have to pull apart all this stuff, and it would probably take you an hour to 2 hours just to get all this stuff out of the way to change the oil, which is about a 20-30 minute job depending on how difficult it is, but it's very aggravating. It reminds me when I owned a Volkswagen, and you basically, if you wanted to change your own oil, it was a 3 or 4 hour procedure to get all the stuff taken apart just to get to the oil filter and drain the oil. So now I have to go back tomorrow, and the only appointment they could get me in, it was 3:30. So now it's like I got to sit around all day with a car leaking oil, and then go do that in the middle of the afternoon. And I'd rather be watching college football or something fun, or doing something fun. So that's going to probably kill most of the afternoon. And now that it's getting dark around 5, 6 o'clock, it's like, kind of ruins the day. But, you know, life happens, I guess. We'll get it taken care of and do what we have to do. But it's just annoying. It's very annoying. So my Friday, which is usually, you know, more of a relaxed and fun day, kind of, it was just annoying today. So that's why I said if I sound a little bit disinterested, that's the main reason why. And then I decided to take tonight off. I probably should have gone and worked out tonight, but I just to bust up some stress. But I decided not to. I've been hitting the gym pretty hard the last couple weeks. About a month ago, I just decided I needed, you know, be more consistent at the gym. It's something I've struggled with over the last 2 years. You know, not where I used to work in the building. We had a gym in our building, so after work I could just go right downstairs, and I didn't have a choice really, because if I didn't go to the gym, I'd have to sit in traffic for 2 hours to drive home. So I would just go to the gym for an hour and a half, and then it would only be about a 30-minute drive home instead of an hour and a half. So that's kind of how I, you know, did that. But now being at home for almost 2 years now, I have a gym in my like my little attic room next to the entertainment center. So I can just go in there. I've got my bench, I've got my bike, I've got my free weights and everything. So I can get a pretty good workout in here at the house. The problem is, it's just you get so lazy. Like after work, you're just like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna go lay down for a minute, or I'm gonna go watch TV for a minute, and then that turns into the rest of your evening. But I've been getting better at it. This last month or so, I've been hitting it pretty hard, 4 or 5 days a week. Changed up my diet. I've been cooking almost every night. That was another thing we were doing, was getting a lot of microwave meals and surviving off that, even though it was like a healthy choice. But recently I just decided, you know what, we need to start cooking. So I've been making some chili, making like tacos a lot. You know, it's not exactly super healthy stuff, but I kind of try to counteract that by drinking a lot of fruit shakes, vegetable shakes, you know, and trying some new stuff with that, doing some like kiwi shakes, get some beets in there, get some cauliflower, you know, some stuff I've never tried before. So kind of a fun experience, and just eating a lot healthier. I've actually been gaining weight because I'm lifting again, and but I can tell like the last couple of weeks slimming down, getting a little bit trimmer. Not that I need to lose any weight. It's just I would like to get in better shape athletically, since my entire life I've basically been, you know, played sports and done stuff like that. But I'm going to be 40 this year. Father time is catching up, and I kind of made the decision of starting fourth quarter at work. I was like, you know what, it's fourth quarter. It's the last 3 months of the year. We're going to go intense at work. Let's go intense in life too, and just kind of get ourselves together so that when we turn 40, we can, you know, be in really good shape and enjoy it instead of seeing it as a bad thing. You know, a lot of people will say over the hill, and it's like when you start the downward slide. I'm like, no, you know what? You know, the last couple of years I've been working real hard with financial stuff and work and getting everything like that taken care of. So I decided at 40 this year, it's when my life is going to start being fun. I'm going to enjoy it. You know, I'm going to try not to be too depressed about it. So my really good friend, we turned 40 within a week of each other. So we're trying to see, we might go on a cool ski trip or something just to celebrate it. I don't know yet. You know, I told him, I was like, we can just go somewhere and hang out, like go to the casino or something, go to Vegas for a weekend, you know, just something fun, just to celebrate. So we'll see what happens. But that's the other thing too, and that's the nice thing about kicking the workouts into a higher gears. I've actually been going to bed a lot earlier. It's been making me tired every night. I've been working out before dinner now. I used to work out after dinner, so I get hungry and then I'd want to eat, and then I would not be able to fall asleep. So now I go work out as soon as I get off work. Get done around 7:30. That way I can just go eat dinner, and then I can be done for the night with the food. And I sort of just, you know, kind of get that chill out, slow down before bedtime. And I've been going to bed at like between 12:30 and 1, which for me is early. I'm a pretty big night owl. And I went from averaging like 5.5 hours of sleep a night to over 7. So it's made a big difference during the day. Like at work, I'm a lot more attentive and I have a lot more energy. So some good changes. You know, I've been doing them, like I said, for about a month now, and hopefully we can continue through the rest of the year, so we can start off 2022 on the right foot with all that stuff. But that's kind of what's been going on with me, and trying to cut back on the raid time too. You know, sometimes we play the game way too much. This game is almost like a second job sometimes, and like I said about earlier today, it can be a very frustrating game when you're not getting the shard pull luck to go your way. But thankfully, we've got some other stuff to work on the main account. You know, we've got a new rotation of hard Doom Tower. That's what I've been trying to push. I got to floor 70 on my last push, which is the first time I've actually pushed hard Doom Tower, so that was kind of fun. And actually feels like this rotation is a little easier than the other one with Scarab King and Frostbiter. Those upper level Scarab Kings get pretty tough on hard Doom Tower, but we'll see how this one goes. I think tonight I'm on floor 40 on my main, so I've got to fight I think it's the dragon guy. I haven't fought him on hard yet, so that'll be interesting to see what he is like. But yeah, it's kind of fun. Even on the free-to-play account now, you know, Doom Tower is I don't want to say it's easy, but we're pretty much able to run through it now. The only rotation that gives us some problem is the next one that has Bommel. Because he's just tough. Bommel the Dreadhorn is tough. The one at floor 50 gives us a lot of problems, but I do have a Bird and Geary on this account now, but I don't think I have the gear to be able to build him for a solo attempt, at least not yet. We don't have a lot of regeneration gear. This is a little bit of an annoying wave here. A couple of Skull Lords. He's a legendary I actually recently got on my main, but I haven't really done anything with him. Kind of a niche champion. Not quite sure what I would even do with him on that account. Alright, that's done. Got another one here. Looks like we got a Molly Tankard. Those revivers can be really aggravating. That's one of the things I noticed in hard Doom Towers. Like when you start getting up into the higher floors, there's waves with like 4 revivers, like 3 Siffies or 3 Raglins, and 2 Reliquary Tenders, 3 Raglins. Alright, so that's 49. Let's go. Oh, it's the Griffin tonight. Okay. So I think, is this the team I used on him the first time? No, that can't be right. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do something fun here. We're going to do Drex. We're going to see if we can 3-man this. This may take a little bit of time. Kind of a fun little strategy you can do, especially on normal, is basically take on the Griffin with just Syl and Jareg. And I think it was Soda Dragon where I saw that strat being used the first time. I linked to him, my Scarab King video I did last week. If you guys aren't watching Soda Dragon, he is a really, really solid raid content creator. Definitely go check him out. Soda Dragon Gaming is his YouTube channel. I'll throw a link to it in the description as well, but I kind of highlighted him when I did that Scarab King video too. One of the better raid content creators that I've watched. But he had done this Syl and Jareg duo, so that's actually how I think that's how I beat the whatever the highest floor normal is last time. I think that's how I wound up beating the Griffin, because I just couldn't get through him, and I just said, you know what, I'm just going to try this and see what happens, and they were able to beat it. So, and Dreg's gear has gotten a lot better since then, so he should be in good shape here if we can get through this annoying Lizardmen wave here. So here we go. And basically we're just going to have Drex put out the HP burn. Jareg hopefully will get that attack down going, but this used to be a really tough fight for me, and then once I kind of started doing this, it's kind of like, it's really not that bad. It may take a little bit longer, but it's not a bad way to do it. Again, Drexar, like I said, this guy is awesome. I used to think he wasn't a great champion because that was kind of the sentiment among a lot of the people that play the game and make videos and everything. But I hadn't really ever used him until I got him on this free-to-play account, and obviously we used him for the regular spider because that was the hardest dungeon for us on this account. We didn't really have any HP burn besides Ultimate Golek for such a long time, and he was just so squishy. It was tough to get value out of him when we were trying to finish Arbiter and get to the 20 spider. But then it's kind of funny, we were like 96 fragments to get Drexstar out of the Bazaar, and I actually pulled him during a Sacred 2X. So I was like, oh great, I'm going to have to dupe Drexstars now. And started using him, put him in a pretty decent build he's got a lot of resistance, and just used him as that Spider 20 tank and let him get smacked over and over and get those HP burns. And man, he turned out to be the MVP. And then against Frost Spider, against Nether Spider and Doom Tower, he was awesome. So I was just like, man, this guy is great. He can also nuke a little bit in Arena if you build him differently. And the cool thing on this account now is we did get the second Drexstar from the Bazaar, so we actually do have two. So if I decide to build him as a defensive nuker, it's an option for us. So there you go. I mean, that was a pretty... Oh, 300 energy, nice. That was a pretty low maintenance, pretty easy run right there. That was never in doubt. Now we can maybe farm some 5-star stuff here. But I actually need to try this on the hard Doom Tower, because if we can get the hard floor 10 Griffin finished, that means we can start farming some 6-star Guardian gear, which is really, really good. Secret Room 5 Void Champions only. I don't think I can beat this yet. I think I tried this last time and I got absolutely destroyed. So maybe we'll try that later on. But there you go. 10 floors down, Doom Tower pretty quick there. Got through the Griffin boss, really no problem. Looks like we get some more energy there. That's kind of nice that we were able to get that 300 energy. That's going to let me farm some champ training and maybe some Fire Knight. But we're already well over 30 minutes, so I think I'm going to go ahead and end this episode there. We did a little bit of Clan Boss, did some Doom Tower tonight, got to the arena a little bit, and we got some of that from energy there too. Oh wow, we got all kinds of energy. Look at that, just flowing in here. But that's pretty much it. And like I said, just a couple updates here before we jump off. We are building up Gembo. Unfortunately, I don't have Savage gear really on this account yet, so I just managed to get him into one cruel set. But he just needs to be... He's at 69% crit rate, of course. He's not right at the 70, but he's got this Sword Trance, which basically gives him the 30% crit rate and crit damage. So that's pretty amazing. And then you just pop this attack all enemies. And his passive allows him to ignore unkillable buffs, which is really, really handy in the arena. This guy's actually pretty amazing arena champion. So working on his build a little bit. I'm going to try to tweak his gear some more as we move on. He's already faster than Kale, which is good. That's kind of why I didn't rebuild Kale. Was I was just like, you know what, we got another guy we can build for arena anyways. And then the other thing we did get from Spider was this legendary amulet. I think I actually do need to roll. Let's go take this up to 12. And hope that it hits accuracy again, because just putting this on, I was able to get her accuracy over 500, which is pretty awesome. Kind of overkill probably right now for what we're doing in arena, but it's nice to have. Okay, resistance is not terrible either. I'll take resistance. I don't mind that one bit. So you can see there we're at 506. It's just pretty cool. So that's kind of what we got there. Other than that, we're just trying to work on some champions during champion training. We've got a lot of faction war champions we're trying to develop on the roster, and that's actually kind of the cool thing. I did get through Sacred Order 14 the other day because I wound up getting Light Sworn off the Void 2X, he's a pretty solid champion for Sacred Order. And I still needed one champion because I had a Canoness that was, I think, ungeared and only at level 40, and she's about worthless. So I actually went and just farmed up a Templar off of the Lifesteal stage. I put him in some gear, didn't even really level it up that well, and he helped me. Just having him in that team has allowed me to get through and beat the mission to get through 14. So now we're on Craft 20, rank 5 artifacts. This is on the Ramontu missions here. We're not really concerned about I don't think I'm ever going to get him on this account, but we can at least go through, and you can see here, get some Void Shards and get some other stuff. So that's kind of where we are there. So yeah, there we go. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Free to Play Friday. As always, if you guys have any questions about anything in the video, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll do my best to get you an answer as soon as I can. As always, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you again next time.